Okay, so whatever part we have covered in earlier lectures, in that we have considered the steady state heat conduction is there, steady state condition is there, and now last part of this topic number one, that is transient heat conduction. So we know that what is meant by steady state and what is meant by unsteady state. So steady state is nothing but if the temperature of body does not vary with the time. If the temperature of the body does not vary with respect to time, then we said that that system or that is nothing but steady state. And what about the unsteady state? If the temperature of the body vary with respect to time, म्हणजे ज्या वेळेला टेम्परेचर विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम कॉन्स्टंट असणार आहे त्यावेळेला आपण काय म्हणतोय डज नॉट चेंजेस विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम, दॅट इज नथिंग बट steady state. But what about the unsteady state or transient state? What is the another name for the unsteady state? That is transient state. So what about the transient state? If the temperature of the body vary with the time, temperature of the body with vary with the time, that is nothing but unsteady state. म्हणजे टेम्परेचरच्या टाइमच्या रिस्पेक्ट मध्ये जर तुमचं टेम्परेचर चेंज होत असेल, दॅट इज नथिंग बट अनस्टेडी स्टेट, दॅट इज नथिंग बट अनस्टेडी स्टेट. सो व्हॉट इज द इक्वेशन फॉर द स्टेडी स्टेट? Okay, so whatever the derivations we have covered in the earlier lectures, in that we have considered the steady state means what? Anything with respect to time, that factor becomes zero. Means suppose you have to considering the temperature, so dt by dt, change in temperature with respect to time, that factor becomes zero. So for the steady state, what is the equation? Dt by dt is equal to zero. But what about the unsteady state? At the time of unsteady state, temperature is vary with respect to time, temperature is vary with respect to time. So therefore dt by dt not equal to 0, dt by dt not equal to 0. So this is the equation for the unsteady state, and dt by dt is equal to 0, that is the equation for the steady state. Okay, up to this lecture we have considered the steady state means any factor with respect to time, that factor becomes 0. Now in this case, in this transient heat conduction, we have to consider the dt by dt not equal to 0, means temperature is varying with respect to time, temperature is varying with respect to time. Okay, okay. So next point is transient heat conduction. So in that, what is meant by steady state? So we know that what is the definition for the steady state? If the temperature of the body does not vary with respect to time, it is said to be an steady state. म्हणजे टेम्परेचर जे असणार आहे ते विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम चेंज होणार नाही, म्हणजे टेम्परेचर काय असणार आहे? कॉन्स्टंट असणार आहे. आणि इफ टेम्परेचर इज कॉन्स्टंट, देन dt becomes 0. So therefore dt by dt is equal to 0. So this is the equation for the steady state, this is the equation for the steady state. And what about the unsteady state or transient state? That is nothing but if the temperature of the body vary with time, टेम्परेचर जे असणार आहे ते विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम काय होणार आहे? चेंज होणार आहे. म्हणजे समजा 10 वाजता जर टेम्परेचर 100 डिग्री आहे, 11 वाजता ते काय होणार आहे? 150 होईल किंवा 200 होईल. So in this way, according to the time, the temperature will be vary. According to the time, temperature will be vary. That is nothing but unsteady state. पण स्टेडी स्टेट मध्ये काय असते? आता जे टेम्परेचर असणार आहे, आफ्टर 1 hour we are measuring the temperature, at that time same temperature is there. So temperature is does not changes with respect to time, that is nothing but steady state. So what is the equation for that? Dt by dt is equal to 0. And for the unsteady state, the temperature is continuously changes with respect to time. So therefore what is the equation for the steady unsteady state? That is dt by dt not equal to 0, dt by dt not equal to 0. So all of you write down the definition of steady state. Write down definition for the steady state. From the screen we have to write down the definition for the steady state. If the temperature of the body, if the temperature of the body, if the temperature of the body, if the temperature of the body does not vary with time, does not vary with the time, does not vary with the time, it is said to be in a steady state. It is said to be in a steady state. Write down the equation for the steady state. Dt by dt is equal to 0. So capital T is nothing but this is the notation for the temperature, and small t, that is the notation for the time. Okay. Then write down the definition for the unsteady state. Write down the definition for the unsteady state. What is the another name for the unsteady state? That is transient state. Transient state. Write down, if the temperature of the body vary with the time, if the temperature of the body vary with the time is said to be an if the temperature of the body vary with the time is said to be in an unsteady or transient state. The temperature is changing with respect to time. What is the meaning of this? Temperature is continuously changing with respect to time. So if the temperature of the body vary with time is said to be in an unsteady or transient state. Unsteady or transient state. Okay. So what is the equation for that? So write down that equation. Dt by dt not equal to 0. Dt by dt not equal to 0. Dt by dt not equal to 0. Okay. So what are the different examples for this unsteady state or transient conditions? What are the different examples where the temperature is continuously vary with respect to time? म्हणजे जसं जसं टाइम होत जाणार आहे तसं तसं टेम्परेचर काय होत जाणार आहे, चेंज होत जाणार आहे. सो व्हॉट आर दी डिफरंट कंडिशन्स फॉर दिस transient state? So cooling of the IC engine. So whatever the parts of the IC engine that becomes heater. So our aim is to reduce that temperature. For the cooling of this IC engine, the temperature changes unsteady state. In this transient state, म्हणजे टेम्परेचर जे असणार आहे ते विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम काय होणार आहे, चेंज होणार आहे. सो दिस इज द एक्झाम्पल फॉर द transient condition, that is cooling of the IC engine. Then automobile engines, then cooling of the food. So these are the examples where the unsteady state is there. The temperature is vary with respect to time. म्हणजे जसं जसं टाइम होणार आहे तसं टेम्परेचर काय होत जाणार आहे, चेंज होणार आहे. And what are these condition? Cooling of the IC engine, then automobile engines, then cooling of the food. These are the examples for the transient condition. So write down, transient conditions occurs in transient conditions occurs in transient condition occurs in write down the examples. First, cooling of IC engines, cooling of IC engines, cooling of IC engines. Second, automobile engines, automobile engines, automobile engines. And third is cooling of food, cooling of food, cooling of food. Okay. So during an unsteady state, the change in temperature may follow or a periodic or non-periodic variation. So whatever the change in temperature will occur in the unsteady state, that change in temperature may follow the periodic or non-periodic variation. So what is meant by periodic variation or what is meant by non-periodic variation? That point we have to cover. What is meant by periodic variation and what is meant by non-periodic variation. So we know that what is meant by non-periodic variation, the temperature at any point within the system varies non-linearly with the time. म्हणजे जे काही टेम्परेचर चेंज होणार आहे विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम, ते कसं चेंज होणार आहे, नॉन लिनियरली. What way the temperature change will be occur in the manner of non-linearly. That is nothing but non-periodic variation. And what is meant by periodic variation? So the temperature changes within the system which are either regular or irregular but definitely cyclic. जर सायक्लिक मॅनर मध्ये जर टेम्परेचर चेंज होत असेल, at that time we said that that variation is nothing but periodic variation. So what is the example for this periodic variation? That is the surface of earth during a period of 24 hours. जर आपण अर्थ सरफेस जर कन्सिडर केला तर 24 आवर्स मध्ये जे काही टेम्परेचर चेंज होणार आहे तो काय असणार आहे, तो पॅटर्न जो असणार आहे तो काय असणार आहे, सेम असणार आहे. सो दिस इज नथिंग बट पिरियडिक व्हेरिएशन. म्हणजे 12 वाजता टेम्परेचर जास्त असणार आहे, आफ्टर दॅट टेम्परेचर विल बी रिड्युसिंग. सो दिस इज नथिंग बट दॅट periodic variation. Temperature changes within the system which are either regular or irregular but definitely cyclic. Cyclic manner मध्ये जर टेम्परेचर चेंज होत असेल म्हणजे 12ला हायेस्ट टेम्परेचर असणार आहे आणि त्याच्यानंतर कमी होत जाणार आहे, मॉर्निंगला कमी असणार आहे. सो दिस इज नथिंग बट पिरियडिक व्हेरिएशन. म्हणजे सायक्लिक मॅनर मध्ये काय होणार आहे तर तुमचं टेम्परेचर कंटिन्युअसली चेंज होणार आहे. सो दॅट इज नथिंग बट periodic variation. So during an unsteady state, the change in temperature may follow a periodic or non-periodic variation. So what is meant by non-periodic variation? The temperature at any point, the temperature at any point within the system varies non-linearly with the time. म्हणजे टेम्परेचर जे असणार आहे ते नॉन लिनियरली चेंज होणार आहे. म्हणजे सडन इन्क्रीज होईल, सडन डिक्रीज होईल. सो व्हॉट आर द एक्झाम्पल्स फॉर दिस नॉन पिरियडिक व्हेरिएशन? दॅट इज द कुलिंग ऑफ बार्स, then blanks in steel works. So these are the examples. Because the cooling of the bars, sometimes temperature increases then decreases, so that change is non-linearly. So from that we said that this is nothing but a non-periodic variation. The temperature at any point within the system varies non-linearly with the time. And then what about the periodic variation? So the temperature changes within the system which are either regular or irregular. टेम्परेचर चेंज जो असणार आहे तो काय असणार आहे, रेग्युलर असेल किंवा इरेग्युलर असेल, बट डेफिनेटली सायक्लिक. डेफिनेटली सायक्लिक. अँड व्हॉट इज द एक्झाम्पल फॉर दिस? सरफेस ऑफ अर्थ ड्युरिंग ए पिरियड ऑफ 24 आवर्स. सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ ड्युरिंग ए पिरियड ऑफ 24 आवर्स. म्हणजे हे सायक्लिक आहे. टेम्परेचर व्हेरिएशन जे असणार आहे ते कसं असणार आहे, रेग्युलर इरेग्युलर असू शकते, बट डेफिनेटली सायक्लिक. दॅट इज नथिंग बट पिरियडिक व्हेरिएशन. So all of you write down first non-periodic variation. Write down the definition for the non-periodic variation. The temperature at any point, non-periodic variation. The temperature at any point, the temperature at any point within the system, the temperature at any point within the system varies. The temperature at any point within the system varies non-linearly with time. Non-linearly with time. टेम्परेचर विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम चेंज होणार आहे, पण ते कसं चेंज होणार आहे, नॉन लिनियरली चेंज होणार आहे. दॅट इज नथिंग बट नॉन पिरियडिक व्हेरिएशन. सो राईट डाउन द एक्झाम्पल फॉर दिस नॉन पिरियडिक व्हेरिएशन. दॅट इज कुलिंग ऑफ बार्स, cooling of bars, comma blanks in steel works. Cooling of bars, comma blanks in steel works. जे काय स्टील वर्क करतोय आपण त्याच्यामध्ये जे काय बार्स असतील, ब्लँक्स असतील, त्याचं जे कुलिंग होणार आहे that is nothing but non-periodic variation. Cooling of bars and blanks in steel works. Then second, write down the second, periodic variation. Periodic variation. Periodic variation. Periodic variation. The temperature. Periodic variation. The temperature changes within the system. Periodic variation. The temperature changes within the system which are either regular. The temperature changes within the system which are either regular or irregular, either regular or irregular, but definitely cyclic. The temperature changes within the system which are either regular or irregular, but definitely cyclic. म्हणजे प्रत्येक दिवसाचं जर टेम्परेचर जे असणार आहे ते सेमच असेल असं नाही, काही दिवशी टेम्परेचर कमी असणार आहे, पण ते कसं असणार आहे, सायक्लिक असणार आहे. ऍट द टाइम ऑफ 12 द हायेस्ट टेम्परेचर विल बी देअर. So that is nothing but cyclic variation is there. So that is nothing but periodic variation. And what is the example for that? Surface of earth during a period of 24 hours. Write down the example. Surface of earth, surface of earth during a period of 24 hours. Surface of earth, surface of earth during a period of 24 hour. Surface of earth during a period of 24 hour. Okay, so this is about the non-periodic variation and periodic variation. Okay, surface of earth during a period of 24 hour. This is the example for the periodic variation. And what is the example for the non-periodic variation? That is cooling of bars blanks in the steel works. Okay, then write down the next point. Give the next heading, new heading, that is heat conduction in solids. Write down the next heading, heat conduction in solids having infinite thermal conductivity. Heat conduction in solids having infinite thermal conductivity. Infinite thermal conductivity. Infinite thermal conductivity, in bracket negligible internal resistance. In bracket negligible internal resistance. Negligible internal resistance, bracket complete. What is the another name of this heading? That is lumped parameter analysis. Lumped parameter analysis. Lumped parameter analysis. Okay, so what is our next point? That is heat conduction in solids. Heat conduction in solids having infinite thermal conductivity. So what is the meaning of this infinite thermal conductivity? एखाद्या मटेरियलची जर थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी इन्फायनाइट असणार आहे, सो व्हॉट इज द मिनिंग ऑफ दिस? कंडक्टिव्हिटी इज हायर मीन्स व्हॉट? internal resistance is negligible. So from this heading we have to understood what is the meaning of this infinite thermal conductivity. एखाद्या मटेरियलची जर थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी आपण इन्फायनाइट असं म्हणतोय, म्हणजे काय असणार आहे? त्या मटेरियलचा जो काही रेजिस्टन्स असणार आहे, that resistance is negligible. That resistance is negligible. So from this heading we have to understood any material is having infinite thermal conductivity. What is the another meaning of this? That material is having negligible internal resistance. एखाद्या मटेरियलचा जर रेजिस्टन्स कमी असेल तर जी काही हीट कंडक्ट होणार आहे ती काय असणार आहे? मॅक्झिमम असणार आहे. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दॅट, that is nothing but infinite thermal conductivity. At that time the internal resistance is negligible. And what is the another name for this point? That is lumped parameter analysis. So what is mean by lump? Lump is nothing but small size and high thermal conductivity. What is the meaning of this word? That is lump. Lump is nothing but small size and high thermal conductivity. So we know that high thermal conductivity material is nothing but having negligible internal resistance. So another name for this, that is heat conduction in solids having infinite thermal conductivity, that is nothing but lumped parameter analysis. Lumped parameter analysis. आता आपण असं म्हणतोय की एखाद्या मटेरियलची जर थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी हायर आहे मीन्स इंटरनल रेजिस्टन्स काय असणार आहे? कमी असणार आहे. व्हॉट इज द मिनिंग ऑफ दिस? इंटरनल रेजिस्टन्स इज less or negligible internal resistance is there. So at that time what is temperature change will be takes place in that particular object or in that particular material. It is the function of what? त्या मटेरियल मध्ये जे काही टेम्परेचर चेंज होणार आहे ते कशाचं फंक्शन असणार आहे? कॅन एनीवन टेल मी? इफ वी हॅव सेइंग दॅट एनी मटेरियल इज हॅव्हिंग इन्फायनाइट थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी, आपण म्हणतोय की एक मटेरियल आहे माझ्याकडे, त्या मटेरियलची जी काही थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी ती काय असणार आहे? इन्फायनाइट असणार आहे. अँड व्हॉट इज द अनदर मिनिंग ऑफ दिस? निग्लिजिबल इंटरनल रेजिस्टन्स, म्हणजे त्या मटेरियल मध्ये जो काही रेजिस्टन्स क्रिएट होणार आहे दॅट रेजिस्टन्स इज निग्लिजिबल. म्हणजे ऍट दॅट टाइम वी सेड दॅट that material is whatever the temperature of that material, it is the function of only time. म्हणजे एक मटेरियल घेतले त्याचं काहीतरी टेम्परेचर असणार आहे, म्हणजे त्याची थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी जास्त आहे, इंटरनल रेजिस्टन्स कमी आहे. म्हणजे समजा आता आपण टेम्परेचर मेजर केलं, ऍट दॅट टाइम द टेम्परेचर इज सपोज टी आय, and after 2 seconds we have measured the temperature of that particular object. At that time the temperature becomes TO. So from this we said that the temperature is function of only time. Temperature is not a function of the coordinates, that is x y z coordinates. समजते बघा? म्हणजे एखादं जे मटेरियल आहे त्या मटेरियलची जर थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी जास्त असेल त्यावेळेला ते मटेरियलचं जे काही टेम्परेचर आहे इट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ ओनली टाइम. म्हणजे टाइम नुसार काय होणार आहे, त्याचं टेम्परेचर चेंज होणार आहे. म्हणजे आता जे टेम्परेचर आहे ते थोड्या वेळाने काय होणार आहे, टेम्परेचर बदलणार आहे. बट इट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ ओनली टाइम. ओके, दॅट टेम्परेचर इज नॉट फंक्शन ऑफ द एक्स वाय झेड ऍक्सिस. म्हणजे त्या मटेरियलमध्ये कुठल्याही पॉइंटला जर तुम्ही टेम्परेचर मेजर केलं तर ते टेम्परेचर काय असणार आहे, सेम असणार आहे. दॅट इज नथिंग बट लंप्ड पॅरामीटर अनालिसिस. या सगळ्या शब्दांवरून तुम्ही लक्षात ठेवायचं आहे की lumped parameter analysis is nothing but having infinite thermal conductivity. If thermal conductivity is higher means negligible internal resistance is there, and at that time the temperature is the function of only time. Temperature is not function of the x y z coordinates, because at any point we have to measure the temperature, that temperature is the same, that temperature is the same. Okay, so all solids have finite thermal conductivity. आपण हे एक्झाम्पल म्हणून घेतलेलं आहे की the material is having infinite thermal conductivity, but maximum times solids having finite thermal conductivity is there, and there will always a temperature gradient inside the solid whenever heat is added or removed. म्हणजे त्या मटेरियल मध्ये त्याची जर फायनाईट थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी असेल म्हणजे तिथं टेम्परेचर ग्रेडियंट हा असणारच आहे. ज्याला तुम्ही हीट ऍड करताय किंवा हीट रिमूव्ह करताय, at that time there is a temperature gradient. So what is mean by temperature gradient? Change in temperature with respect to time, dt by dx. So always there is a change in temperature with respect to distance. म्हणजे कुठल्याही वेगवेगळ्या डिस्टन्सला जर टेम्परेचर जरी मेजर केलं तर टेम्परेचर काय असणार आहे, वेगळं असणार आहे. दॅट इज नथिंग बट दिस इज फॉर द मटेरियल हॅव्हिंग फायनाईट थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी. ज्याची थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी कमी आहे त्या मटेरियलसाठी हे स्टेटमेंट असणार आहे. तर त्या मटेरियलमध्ये टेम्परेचर ग्रेडियंट हा प्रेझेंट असणार आहे. However, for solids or large thermal conductivity with surface areas that are large in proportion to their volume like plates and thin metallic wires, the internal resistance L by K can be assumed to be small or negligible in comparison with the convective resistance at the surface. Okay, suppose we are considering one material, suppose there is a thin metallic wire. So for that thin metallic wire the internal resistance can be assumed to be small or negligible. म्हणजे ज्यावेळेला मेटॅलिक वायर आपण कन्सिडर करतोय त्यावेळेला एल बाय के जो असणार तो काय असणार आहे, निग्लिजिबल असणार आहे इन कंपॅरिझन विथ दी कन्व्हेक्टिव्ह रेजिस्टन्स. ओके, त्या सरफेसच्या सभोवताली काय असणार आहे, देयर इज ए air at the outer side of that wire. So there is a another mode of heat transfer is there, convection, and inside that wire there is a mode of heat transfer that is nothing but conduction. So internal resistance is negligible, but what about the convection resistance? The convection resistance is the higher. Okay, so what is the example related to this? That is heat treatment of the metal. So in the heat treatment of the metal the internal resistance is the negligible, but convection resistance is higher as compared to that internal resistance. What is the formula for the internal resistance? That is L by K. And what is the formula for the convective resistance? That is 1 by HA. 1 by HA. Okay, so write down the simple information regarding that. All solids have, write down, all solids have, all solids have okay, so write down all solids have a finite thermal conductivity. All solids have a finite thermal conductivity, and there will be always a temperature gradient. There will be always a temperature gradient inside the solid, inside the solid whenever heat is added or removed, whenever heat is added or removed. समजलंय बघा, हे स्टेटमेंट कशासाठी, ज्यावेळेला थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी आपण जे बघणार आहे ते इट इज फॉर दी इनफायनाइट थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी, अँड दिस इज द स्टेटमेंट फॉर दी finite thermal conductivity. So there is always temperature gradient is present. Okay, whenever heat is added or removed. Okay, full stop. Then next para. However, for solids of large thermal conductivity. However, for solids, for solids of large thermal conductivity, with surface areas that are large in proportion, with surface areas that are large in proportion to their volume. म्हणजे ज्या वेळेला एरिया हा जास्त असणारा ॲज कम्पेअर टू दी व्हॉल्यूम. व्हॉट इज द मिनिंग ऑफ दिस? Surface area that are large in proportion to their volume. So what is the structure of this? Like plates and thin metallic wires in proportion to their volume, like plates and thin metallic wires. ज्यावेळेला आपण प्लेट किंवा मेटॅलिक वायर कन्सिडर करणार आहे त्यावेळेला काय असणार आहे? सरफेस एरिया जो असणार आहे तो काय असणार आहे? लार्ज इन प्रोपोर्शन टू देअर व्हॉल्यूम. म्हणजे प्लेट जर कन्सिडर केली तर त्याचा सरफेस एरिया जास्त असणार ॲज कम्पेअर टू दी व्हॉल्यूम. थिन मेटॅलिक वायर जर कन्सिडर केली तर त्याचा पण सरफेस एरिया जास्त असणार ॲज कम्पेअर टू दी व्हॉल्यूम. सो देअरफॉर like plates and thin metallic wires, the internal resistance, that is in bracket L by K, internal resistance in bracket L by K, bracket complete, can be assumed to be small, can be assumed to be small, can be assumed to be small or negligible in comparison, can be assumed to be small or negligible in comparison with the convective resistance at the surface, in comparison with the convective resistance. So what is the convective resistance? What is the formula for the convective resistance? That is 1 upon HA, with the convective resistance in bracket 1 upon HA at the surface, 1 upon HA at the surface. And what is the example for this? Heat treatment of metals, heat treatment of metals, heat treatment of metals, heat treatment of metals. Okay, then the process in which the internal resistance is assumed negligible in comparison with the surface resistance. आता internal resistance means what? Internal resistance is nothing but resistance due to the conduction. आता आपण एक we have consider one metallic wire. So internal resistance for the metallic wire is nothing but resistance due to the conduction, resistance due to the conduction. And what about the convection resistance? So at the surface of that metallic wire there is a air, and if the surface is in contact with the air, then which mode of heat transfer is there? Convection mode of heat transfer is there. So internal resistance is due to the conduction and external resistance is due to the convection. Okay, so the process in which internal resistance is assumed negligible, internal resistance is assumed negligible in comparison with its surface resistance. So internal resistance is due to the conduction and surface resistance is due to the convection. Then it is called as the Newtonian heating or cooling process. त्या प्रोसेसला काय म्हटलं जातं? न्यूटोनियन हिटिंग और कूलिंग प्रोसेस. ओके, द प्रोसेस इन विच internal resistance is assumed negligible in comparison with its surface resistance. Internal resistance आपण काय negligible consider करणार आहे as compared to the surface resistance, or that is convection resistance. Then it is called as Newtonian heating or cooling process. Okay, so the temperature in this process is considered to be uniform at a given temperature. म्हणजे जो काय आपण पॉइंट बघतोय, द मटेरियल इज हॅव्हिंग हाय थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी. सो फॉर दॅट द टेम्परेचर इन दिस प्रोसेस इज कन्सिडर्ड टू बी युनिफॉर्म. ज्या वेळेला एखाद्या मटेरियलची थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी हायर असणार आहे, व्हॉट इज द मिनिंग ऑफ दॅट? इंटरनल रेजिस्टन्स इज निग्लिजिबल. आणि इंटरनल रेजिस्टन्स जर निग्लिजिबल असेल at that time whatever the component we are considering, the uniform temperature of that component is there. Okay, so the temperature in this process is considered to be uniform at a given time. म्हणजे जर आत्ता आपण टेम्परेचर मेजर केलं त्यावेळेला प्रत्येक पॉइंटचं जे काही टेम्परेचर असणार आहे, सपोज वी हॅव टू कन्सिडर टाइम इज इक्वल टू 0 सेकंड, then at that time whatever the locations we are considering the any component, at each location the temperature is the same. Okay, so from this diagram at the bottom we have drawn one diagram that is t is equal to 0 second, then whatever the component we are considering, the at each location the temperature of the temperature is the Ti. At each location the temperature is the Ti. So we said that the temperature in this process is considered to be uniform at a given time. म्हणजे त्या पर्टिक्युलर टायमिंगला तर त्या होल कंपोनेंटचं जे टेम्परेचर असणार आहे ते काय असणार आहे, कोणत्याही पॉइंटला जर मेजर केलं तर ते सेम असणार आहे. सच अन अनालिसिस इज कॉल्ड ॲज लंप्ड पॅरामीटर अनालिसिस. तर ह्याच अनालिसिसला काय म्हटलं जातं, लंप्ड पॅरामीटर अनालिसिस. समजलं का बघा, व्हॉट इज मीन बाय लंप्ड पॅरामीटर अनालिसिस? इन दिस केस द मटेरियल इज हॅव्हिंग इनफायनाइट थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी. आता आपण हे जे मटेरियल आहे, this material is having infinite thermal conductivity. So what is the meaning of this infinite thermal conductivity? That is negligible internal resistance. ज्यावेळेला negligible internal resistance असणार आहे त्यावेळेला आपण कुठल्याही लोकेशनचं जर टेम्परेचर मेजर केलं तर ते काय असणार आहे, सेम असणार आहे. सो टेम्परेचर इज ओनली चेंजिंग विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू time. At t is equal to 0 second, then what is the temperature at each location of that particular object? That is Ti. And after 2 seconds, t is equal to 2 seconds, then we have to measuring the temperature of the each point, then we get the temperature as a To. So temperature of that particular object is the function of only time, and temperature is the not function of the x y z coordinates. म्हणजे टेम्परेचर विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू डिस्टन्स ते काही चेंज होणार नाही. टेम्परेचर कधी चेंज होणार आहे, विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम चेंज होणार आहे. म्हणजे आता जर टेम्परेचर तुम्ही मेजर केलं तर प्रत्येक पॉईंटचं जे काही टेम्परेचर असणार आहे ते सेम असणार आहे. थोड्या वेळानं जर तुम्ही टेम्परेचर मेजर केलं तर टेम्परेचर चेंज होणार आहे, पण प्रत्येक लोकेशनचं टेम्परेचर काय असणार आहे, सेम असणार आहे. अँड दिस इज नथिंग बट लंप्ड पॅरामीटर अनालिसिस. ओके, हाय थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी. लंप इज नथिंग बट स्मॉल साइज अँड हाय थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी. म्हणजे एखादा ऑब्जेक्ट आहे त्याची थर्मल कंडक्टिव्हिटी जास्त आहे, त्याचा इंटरनल रेजिस्टन्स कमी आहे, म्हणजे कुठल्याही टायमिंगला जर टेम्परेचर मेजर केलं कुठल्याही लोकेशन ते सेम असणार आहे. दॅट इज नथिंग बट लंप्ड पॅरामीटर अनालिसिस. Okay, because the whole solid whose energy at a time is a function of its temperature and total heat capacity is treated as a one lump. Okay, so write down the process in which the internal resistance is assumed negligible. The process in which the internal resistance is assumed negligible in comparison with its surface resistance. Negligible in comparison with its surface resistance is called the Newtonian heating or cooling process. Is called the Newtonian heating or cooling process. Newtonian heating or cooling process. Newtonian heating or cooling process. Full stop. Next para. The temperature in this process is considered. The temperature in this process is considered to be uniform at a given time. The temperature in this process is considered to be uniform at a given time. Uniform at a given time. Such an analysis, the temperature in this process is considered to be uniform at a given time. At a given time, such an analysis is called lumped parameter analysis. Such an analysis is called lumped parameter analysis. Lumped parameter analysis, because the whole solid whose energy at any time, because the whole solid, because the whole solid whose energy at any time is a function of its temperature, is a function of its temperature, and total heat capacity is treated as whole solid whose energy at any time is a function of its temperature, and total heat capacity is treated as one lump. Total heat capacity is treated as one lump. Okay, so draw this diagram. There is a one cooling medium or chamber is there. In that cooling medium is there, water is there, having heat transfer coefficient is H, having temperature is T infinite. Then one metal ball is there, having temperature is Ti, initial temperature is Ti, then density is rho, volume is V, heat capacity is C, and thermal conductivity is K. Time is equal to T0, and Ti, initial temperature, is greater than the that cooling medium temperature T infinity. Okay, Ti is greater than T infinity. Okay, so what is meant by lumped parameter analysis? We have to considering one metal ball at T is equal to 0 second. Then we have to measuring the temperature of that particular ball at any time or at 0 second. Then at each location the temperature is same, that is Ti. Okay, and after T is equal to 2 seconds, then temperature becomes To. Okay, at each location that temperature is the same and that value is To. So from this we said that temperature is the function of only time. ओके, टेम्परेचर जे काही चेंज होणार आहे ते टाइम नुसार फक्त चेंज होणार आहे. समजलंय? म्हणजे एखादा जो काही मेटल बॉल असेल तर त्या मेटल बॉलचं जे काही टेम्परेचर असणार आहे लंप्ड पॅरामीटर अनालिसिस मध्ये काय असणार आहे तर ते सेम असणार आहे. फक्त ते कशाच्या विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू बदलणार आहे, विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम. म्हणजे 0 सेकंदाला ते प्रत्येक लोकेशनला सेम असणार आहे. त्याच्यानंतर तुम्ही 2 सेकंदानंतर टेम्परेचर मेजर केलं, प्रत्येक लोकेशनला सेम असणार आहे, पण ते अगोदरपेक्षा डिफरंट असणार आहे. अगोदर टी आय असेल तर ते नंतर काय होणार आहे, टीओ येणार आहे. सो फ्रॉम दिस वी सेड दॅट टेम्परेचर इज द फंक्शन ऑफ ओनली टाइम. So temperature is the not function of x, y, z coordinate. Okay, so draw this right hand side diagram. Two metal balls are there at t is equal to 0 second. Then at each location the temperature is the same. And what is that temperature? Ti, Ti, Ti. So in that we have to draw that diagram. And after t is equal to 2 seconds, the temperature at each location, that is nothing but To. So from this we said that temperature is the function of time and temperature is the not function of x, y and z. Okay, समजले का बघा सगळ्यांना? लंप्ड पॅरामीटर अनालिसिस मध्ये काय असणार आहे तर त्या मेटल बॉलचं टेम्परेचर जे असणार आहे ते काय असणार आहे, युनिफॉर्म असणार आहे. मेटल बॉलचं टेम्परेचर काय असणार आहे, युनिफॉर्म असणार आहे. म्हणजे त्या पर्टिक्युलर टायमिंगला जर तुम्ही टेम्परेचर मेजर केलं तर युनिफॉर्म असणार आहे. त्याच्यानंतर तुम्ही थोड्या वेळाने मेजर केलं त्यावेळेचं पण टेम्परेचर काय असणार आहे, युनिफॉर्म असणार आहे. म्हणजे टेम्परेचर जो चेंज आहे विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइमच फक्त असणार आहे. ओके, वेगवेगळ्या लोकेशनला टेम्परेचर वेगवेगळं नसणार आहे. सो टेम्परेचर इज नॉट फंक्शन ऑफ एक्स, वाय अँड झेड. Okay, so draw this diagram. At the right hand side, t is equal to 0 second. Draw one metal ball, mention the temperature Ti at each location. So overall temperature of that metal ball is Ti. Similarly, t is equal to 2 second. Then at each location the temperature of that metal ball is To, and overall temperature of that metal ball is To. So from that we said that temperature is function of time only and temperature is not function of x, y, z. That is nothing but lumped parameter analysis. Okay, that is nothing but lumped parameter analysis. समजले का? हा नुसता कन्सेप्ट समजून घ्या की लंप्ड पॅरामीटर अनालिसिस मध्ये काय असणार आहे, मेटल बॉलचं टेम्परेचर जे असणार आहे ते त्या टायमिंगला युनिफॉर्म असणार आहे आणि ते टेम्परेचर जे आहे ते कशाच्या रिस्पेक्ट चेंज होणार आहे, विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम. Okay, so this is about the lumped parameter analysis. Then write down next point, Biot number. What is meant by Biot number? Write down Biot number. So draw this diagram, Biot number. So there is a one chamber is there. In that there is a liquid or air is there, and at the center there is a metal ball. So for that metal ball, which mode of heat transfer is there? Because of the conduction. And in the water or in the air, which mode of heat transfer is there? Convection. ही सेमच डायग्राम आहे जी आपण इथे लेफ्ट हँड साइडला काढलेली आहे. लिक्विड मिडियम आहे त्याच्यामध्ये मेटल बॉल आहे. So in that way we have to draw this diagram. At the center there is a metal ball, and at the surrounding of this metal ball there is a liquid or air is there. So in the metal ball, which mode of heat transfer is there? Heat transfer because of the conduction. And in the liquid, metal ball काय असणार आहे तुमचा? गरम असणार आहे. So heat transfer is takes place towards the liquid, and in the liquid heat transfer is takes place because of the convection. So write down the in the metal ball one arrow line is there, and that is nothing but thermal resistance due to the convection conduction, and in the liquid resistance because of the convection. Okay, so all of you draw that diagram. In the metal ball we have to denote the thermal resistance because of the conduction, and in the liquid the thermal resistance because of the convection. Thermal resistance because of the convection. Thermal resistance because of the convection. So now we have to write down the equations. Thermal resistance for the conduction. So we know that what is the standard equation for the thermal resistance for the conduction? That is LC by K into A. LC by K into A. Actually, what this is the metal ball is nothing but sphere. And what is the formula for the sphere? That is 4 pi K R1 R2 T1 minus T2 divided by R2 minus R1. So that is the equation for the sphere. But in the form of characteristic length, how to write the equation? LC by K into A. Okay. Conduction resistance. आपण plain wall साठी formula find out केलेला आहे. What is the equation for the plain wall? That is L by K into A. So instead of L, we have to consider the LC, and that LC is nothing but characteristic length. So there are different formulas for the characteristic length. Okay, so according to that formula we have to use that particular value into this equation. But what is the basic formula? So we have to write down that basic formula. We have to write down the basic formula. Okay, so R thermal conduction. What is the another name for the internal conduction resistance? हा तो मेटल बॉलच्या आतमधला रेजिस्टन्स आहे. सो व्हॉट इज द अनदर नेम फॉर दॅट? इंटरनल कंडक्शन रेजिस्टन्स. अँड व्हॉट इज द notation for the internal conduction resistance? That is ICR, internal conduction resistance. And write down the formula LC by K into A. आपला जो स्टँडर्ड फॉर्म्युला आहे प्लेन वॉल साठी L by K आहे लक्षात ठेवा. L म्हणजे काय असतं? तिथे थिकनेस असतो या. बट दिस LC इज नथिंग बट कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक लेंथ. सो दिस कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक लेंथ वी हॅव टू नेक्स्ट याच्यानंतरचा जो पॉईंट आहे तो कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक लेंथचा पॉईंट आहे. ते त्यावेळेला तुम्हाला समजेल की LC म्हणजे काय असतं. Okay, so in this case we have to write down the equation for the R thermal conduction or internal conduction resistance, or ICR is equal to LC by K. Similarly, we have to write down the resistance for the convection, thermal resistance for convection, or surface convective resistance. म्हणजे हा मेटल बॉलच्या सरफेस वरती जे काही लिक्विड असणार आहे त्याचा रेजिस्टन्स आहे. सो देअरफॉर द नेम इज गिवन एज ए सरफेस कन्व्हेक्टिव्ह रेजिस्टन्स, और व्हॉट इज द अनदर नेम फॉर दॅट? एक्सटर्नल कन्व्हेक्टिव्ह रेजिस्टन्स. एक्सटर्नल कन्व्हेक्टिव्ह रेजिस्टन्स. आणि वरचा जो आहे तो ICR, इंटरनल कंडक्शन रेजिस्टन्स अँड एक्सटर्नल कन्व्हेक्टिव्ह रेजिस्टन्स. सो राईट डाऊन दी फॉर्म्युलाज 1/H into A. 1/H into A. So what is the standard definition of the Biot number? Biot number is nothing but it is the ratio of internal conduction resistance to the surface convection resistance. Internal conduction resistance to surface convection resistance. Okay, so R thermal conduction divided by R thermal convection is nothing but Biot number. Okay, so write down Biot number is equal to R thermal conduction divided by R thermal convection. We know the formulas of the R thermal conduction, that is LC by K. And what is the formula for the R thermal convection, that is 1 by HA. So AA will be cancelled. So what is the remaining? That is Biot number is equal to H into LC by K. ओके, बायोट नंबरचा फॉर्म्युला आपल्याला काय मिळालेला आहे? H into LC by K. L into suffix C आहे, लक्षात ठेवा. L into suffix C. कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक लेनचं नोटेशन काय असणार आहे? L suffix C, LC. Okay, so from this we get the equation of the Biot number, that is H into LC by K. I have written the definition of that Biot number, that is ratio of internal conduction resistance to surface convection resistance is Biot number. Biot number ची definition काय असणार आहे? It is the ratio of internal conduction resistance to surface convection resistance. Okay, so this is about the Biot number. तर या बायोट नंबरचा सिग्निफिकन्स काय असणार आहे? व्हॉट इज द सिग्निफिकन्स ऑफ द बायोट नंबर? म्हणजे बायोट नंबर समजा एक पेक्षा जास्त असेल, बायोट नंबर एक असेल किंवा बायोट नंबर लेस दॅन 1 असेल, at that time from that biot number we have to understood in that metal ball internal resistance is more or convective resistance is more. So आपल्याला जर बायोट नंबर माहिती असेल तर त्याच्यावरून आपण काय म्हणू शकतो की बायोट नंबर समजा जास्त आहे, एक पेक्षा जास्त असेल तर आपण काय म्हणणार आहे तिथं? कंडक्शन रेजिस्टन्स इज मोर ॲज कम्पेअर टू दी convection resistance. Suppose if biot number is equal to 1, at that time we said that whatever the conduction resistance is there, same amount of convection resistance is there. Suppose biot number is less than 1, at that time we said that convection resistance is more as compared to the conduction resistance. So this is the significance of the biot number. म्हणजे त्या बायोट नंबर वरून आपल्याला समजणार आहे की त्या पर्टिक्युलर सिस्टीम मध्ये कुठला रेजिस्टन्स जास्त आहे, त्या रेजिस्टन्स मधलं रिलेशन काय आहे. सो दिस इज वी हॅव टू अंडरस्टूड फ्रॉम दिस बायोट नंबर. ओके, बायोट नंबरचं सिग्निफिकन्स काय असणार आहे? ओके, from that we have to understood which resistance is more or what is the relation between the conduction resistance and convection resistance. Okay, so write down the significance. Write down the significance. When the value of biot number is small, when the significance of biot number, when the value of biot number, what is the notation of biot number? B into suffix I. Biot number, what is the notation? Bi. When the value of Bi is small, it indicates that the system has small internal conduction resistance. The system has small internal conduction resistance. System has small internal conduction resistance, that is a relatively small temperature gradient, a relatively small temperature gradient or relatively small temperature gradient or the existence of practically uniform temperature within the system. मगाशी आपण बघितलेलं जर इंटरनल रेजिस्टन्स कमी असेल तर टेम्परेचर युनिफॉर्म असणार आहे, म्हणजे तिथला जो काही टेम्परेचर ग्रेडियंट असणार आहे तो कमी असणार आहे, म्हणजेच काय असणार आहे? युनिफॉर्म टेम्परेचर असणार आहे. ओके, सो दॅट इज रिलेटिव्हली स्मॉल टेम्परेचर ग्रेडियंट, relatively small temperature gradient or the existence of practically uniform temperature or the existence of practically uniform temperature within the system, uniform temperature within the system, uniform temperature within the system, practically uniform temperature within the system. To stop, the convective resistance, the convective resistance, then the convective resistance then predominates and convective resistance म्हणजे आपण BI जर कमी असेल तर इंटरनल कंडक्शन रेजिस्टन्स कमी असणार आहे, पण कन्व्हेक्टिव्ह रेजिस्टन्स जास्त असणार आहे. द कन्व्हेक्टिव्ह रेजिस्टन्स देन predominates and the transient phenomena is controlled by the transient phenomenon is controlled by the transient phenomenon is controlled by the convective heat transfer, is controlled by the convective heat transfer, convective heat transfer. Okay, and what is the another significance? Biot number signifies the विच रेजिस्टन्स इज मोर, म्हणजे बायोट नंबर वरून आपल्याला काय समजतं की कुठला रेजिस्टन्स जास्त आहे. So write down Biot number signifies the which resistance is more. Which resistance is more. Biot number signifies the which resistance is more. Okay, full stop. Then next line, if biot number is less than 0.1, ज्यावेळेला biot number 0.1 पेक्षा कमी असणार आहे, the lumped heat capacity approach can be used. त्यावेळेला आपण काय करणार आहे, lumped heat capacity approach use करणार आहे. If biot number is less than 0.1, if biot number is less than 0.1, the lumped heat capacity approach, the lumped heat capacity approach can be used to, if biot number is less than 0.1, the lumped heat capacity approach can be used to advantage with simple shapes such as plates, cylinders, spheres and cubes. बायोट नंबर ज्यावेळेला 0.1 असणार आहे त्यावेळेला आपण कुठला अनालिसिस यूज करणार आहे, लंप्ड हीट अप्रोच यू हॅव टू यूज and with simple shapes such as plates, cylinders, spheres and cubes. Okay, so this is the significance. थोडक्यात काय सिग्निफिकन्स असणार आहे बायोट नंबरचा, की बायोट नंबरवरून आपल्याला समजणार आहे की कुठला रेजिस्टन्स जास्त असणार आहे, इंटरनल रेजिस्टन्स जास्त असणार आहे का सरफेस रेजिस्टन्स जास्त असणार आहे, त्याच्यामधलं रिलेशन काय असणार आहे. त्यावेळेला इंटरनल रेजिस्टन्स कमी असते म्हणजेच काय असणार आहे, लंप्ड हीट कॅपॅसिटी अनालिसिस असणार आहे. म्हणजे बायोट नंबर ज्यावेळेला 0.1 पेक्षा कमी असेल, then we have to use the lumped heat capacity analysis. Okay, then in the form of equation we have to write down, if biot number is equal to 1, biot number जर 1 असेल, so what is the meaning of this, internal conduction resistance is equal to external convection resistance. Write down, if biot number is equal to 1, if biot number is equal to 1, then internal conduction resistance is equal to external convection resistance. What is the long form of ICR? Internal conduction resistance. And what is the long form of ECR? External convection resistance. Okay, at that time we have to use the Hessler chart. So in front of that we have to write down the Hessler chart, HEISLER, Hessler chart. Write down these all three equations. BI is equal to less than ICR is equal to ECR. Then BI is greater than 1, ICR is greater than ECR. Okay, if biot number is less than 1, then ICR is less than ECR. Then lumped heat analysis is there, and if Biot number is greater than 1, then ICR is greater than ECR. Then at that time we have to use the error function. So this is one Hessler chart is nothing but by using that we have to calculate the Biot number. Then lumped heat analysis, there is one analysis in that there are different equations. By using that we have to calculate the different values, and then error function is there. By using that we have to calculate the values. So according to this Biot number we have to use this Hessler chart or lumped heat analysis or error function. हे कशावरती डिपेंड असणार आहे? तर हे it depends upon the Biot number. ज्यावेळेला Biot number is equal to 1 असणार आहे, at that time we have to use the Hessler chart. If Biot number is less than 1, at that time we have to use the lumped heat analysis, and if Biot number is greater than 1, we have to use the error function. Okay, so write down these equations. Okay, then write down lumped heat analysis. हे थोडक्यात तुम्हाला अंडरस्टँड होऊन म्हणून in the form of equation I have written the lumped heat analysis. What is meant by lumped heat analysis? So we know that for the lumped heat analysis Biot number is less than 1. For the lumped heat analysis Biot number is less than 1. Biot number is less than 1. Biot number is less than 1. So ICR is less than ECR. What is the meaning of Biot number is less than 1? ICR is less than ECR. So ICR is reducing, means what is the formula for internal conduction resistance? That is LC by K into A. So if ICR is reducing or less, at that time K will be increases. So K becomes infinity, at that time ICR becomes 0. ICR becomes 0. So Q conduction is equal to minus K into A into dt by dx. So K tends to infinity. So dt by dx at the lumped heat capacity analysis in temperature gradient काय असते तर 0 असते. So dt by dx is equal to 0. So temperature is equal to constant. So from that we said that temperature is constant. So temperature is not function of x, y, z. Temperature is function of time only. So write down in the form of equation, temperature is not the function of x, y, z coordinates. Temperature is function of only time. ओके, तर ह्या इक्वेशन वरून पण आपल्याला समजते की टेम्परेचर हे एक्स वाय झेड कोऑर्डिनेट्सची फंक्शन नसणार आहे. तर टेम्परेचर हे कशाचं फंक्शन असणार आहे? टेम्परेचर इज फंक्शन ऑफ ओनली टाइम. Temperature is function of only time. So all of you write down these equations. Biot number is less than 1, then ICR is less than ECR. ICR less means K increases, K becomes infinity, then ICR becomes 0. So K is infinity, that dt by dx is equal to 0. dt by dx is equal to 0 म्हणजेच काय असणार आहे? टेम्परेचर कॉन्स्टंट असणार आहे. So temperature is not function of x, y, z. Temperature is function of time. Temperature is function of time. Temperature is function of time. Okay, so this is about the lumped heat analysis. Temperature is function of time. म्हणजे आपण जे मागाशी लिहिलेलं आहे, T is equal to 0 असताना इंटरनल टेम्परेचर सेम असणार आहे. T is equal to 2 सेकंद असताना टेम्परेचर सेम असणार आहे. म्हणजे टेम्परेचर हे कशाचं फंक्शन आहे? तर टाइमचं फंक्शन आहे. टेम्परेचर इज नॉट फंक्शन ऑफ एक्स वाय झेड ऍक्सिस. सो टेम्परेचर इज व्हेरिंग विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम, but temperature is not varying with respect to space coordinates. This is the concept of the lumped heat analysis. So write down that statement. Temperature is varying with respect to time. Temperature is varying with respect to time. Temperature is varying with respect to time, but temperature is not varying with respect to space coordinates. Temperature is varying with respect to time, but temperature is not varying with respect to space coordinates. With respect to space coordinates. With respect to space coordinates. This is the concept of lumped heat analysis. दिस इज द कन्सेप्ट ऑफ लंप्ड हीट अनालिसिस. म्हणजे टेम्परेचर हे फक्त टाइमचं फंक्शन असणार आहे, ते स्पेस कोऑर्डिनेटचं नसणार आहे. दॅट इज नथिंग बट लंप्ड हीट अनालिसिस. Lumped heat analysis. Okay, so this is about the lumped heat analysis. Now we have to derive the equation to find out the different values. So there is a one derivation for the temperature distribution. Temperature distribution. So write down the next point. Temperature distribution. Temperature distribution. Temperature distribution. So write down one statement. Consider a small metal ball. Temperature distribution. Consider a small metal ball is putting into the cooling medium. एक मेटल बॉल आहे, तो आपण कशामध्ये पुट केलेला आहे, into the cooling medium. Okay, consider a small metal ball is putting into the cooling medium. Consider a small metal ball is putting into the cooling medium. Is putting into the cooling medium. So draw that diagram. One metal ball which is put into the cooling medium. So there is a liquid at the outer side of the metal ball. So one metal ball having volume is given, density, then thermal conductivity, then specific heat. Whatever the medium or water we are using, having heat transfer coefficient is H, and surrounding that liquid temperature is T infinity. So first of all, you have to draw the diagram, and after the diagram, we have to write down the meaning of the each notation. That is density. Rho is nothing but density of the metal ball. Then V is nothing but volume of the metal ball. Then C is nothing but specific heat of body. Specific heat of body. Then Ti is nothing but initial temperature of body. Ti is nothing but initial temperature of body. Initial temperature of body. Then T infinity is nothing but surrounding temperature. T, T infinity is nothing but surrounding temperature, and T is nothing but temperature of body at any time. Temperature of body at any time. म्हणजे तुम्हाला थोडक्यात समजलं असेल की मेटल बॉलचं इनिशियल काहीतरी टेम्परेचर आहे. समजा मेटल बॉलचं इनिशियल टेम्परेचर आहे 100 डिग्री सेल्सिअस, आणि सराउंडिंगला जे काही लिक्विड आहे त्याचं समजा टेम्परेचर आहे 20 डिग्री सेल्सिअस. आणि आपल्याला जर प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये सांगितलं की 10 मिनिटांनंतर त्या मेटल बॉलचं किती टेम्परेचर होणार आहे, that T is nothing but temperature of body at any time. So for that we have to deriving the one equation. म्हणजे इनिशियल टेम्परेचर 100 आहे त्या बॉलचं, आणि जे काही लिक्विड आहे त्याच्यामध्ये जो आपण बॉल पुट करणार आहे त्या लिक्विडचं टेम्परेचर 20 डिग्री आहे. तर 10 मिनिटांनंतर त्या मेटल बॉलचं किती टेम्परेचर होणार आहे. सो हाऊ टू कॅल्क्युलेट दिस. सो दॅट फॉर दॅट वी हॅव टू डिरायव्हिंग दी इक्वेशन. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल complete this diagram and write down the meaning of each notation. Rho means what? Density of the metal ball. Then V is nothing but volume of metal ball. C is nothing but specific heat of body. Then Ti is nothing but initial temperature of the body. Ti is nothing but initial temperature of that metal ball or body. Then T infinity is nothing but सराउंडिंग टेम्परेचर. म्हणजे जे काही त्या मेटल बॉलच्या सराउंडिंगला जे काही लिक्विड असेल त्याचं ते टेम्परेचर असणार आहे, सराउंडिंग टेम्परेचर. आणि कॅपिटल टी म्हणजे काय असणार आहे, टेम्परेचर ऑफ बॉडी ऍट एनी टाइम. Capital T is nothing but temperature of body at any time. Okay, complete this. Okay, so what is the standard equation for this rate of decrease of internal energy. म्हणजे जो काही मेटल बॉल आहे त्याची काहीतरी इंटरनल एनर्जी कमी होणार आहे, त्याची हीट जास्त असणार आहे. बट वी हॅव टू पुटिंग दॅट मेटल बॉल इन टू द लिक्विड. देन व्हॉट विल हॅपन, रेट ऑफ डिक्रीज ऑफ दॅट इंटरनल एनर्जी इज इक्वल टू व्हॉट, इन्क्रीज ऑफ हीट बाय कन्व्हेक्शन. म्हणजे ती हीट कुठे जाणार आहे, दॅट अमाऊंट ऑफ हीट इज गोइंग इन टू दॅट लिक्विड, अँड इन द लिक्विड विच मोड ऑफ हीट ट्रान्सफर इज देअर, कन्व्हेक्शन. सो व्हॉट इज द स्टँडर्ड इक्वेशन वी हॅव टू राईट डाऊन, rate of decrease of internal energy rate of decrease of internal energy is equal to increase of heat by convection. Rate of decrease of internal energy is equal to increase of heat by convection. Okay, so what is the equation? Rate of decrease of internal energy is equal to increase of heat by convection. Increase of heat by convection. Okay, so what is the equation for the rate of decrease of internal energy? That is mcp delta t. So in that form we have to write energy decrease होणार आहे, so therefore we have to take the negative sign. So minus m into c into change in temperature with respect to time, we have to consider the with respect to time. Okay, so rate of decrease of internal energy, that is mc dt by dt. So write down the equation for the rate of decrease of internal energy minus m into c into dt by dt is equal to increase of heat by convection. So what is the formula for the convection? Ha into delta t. We know that. What is the standard formula for the convection? That is Newton's law of the cooling. And what is the equation? That is h into a into delta t. So h into a into what is the temperature difference? That temperature of body at any time minus surrounding temperature, that is T infinity. इथं आपण टी आय घेणार नाही, त्या बॉडीचं कुठल्याही टायमिंगला काय टेम्परेचर असणार आहे ऍट दॅट टाइम हॅव टू कन्सिडर. सो एच इंटू ए इंटू टी मायनस टी इन्फिनिटी. So this is the standard equation. Rate of decrease of internal energy is equal to increase of heat by convection. Increase of heat by convection. Okay, and write down the equation mc dt by dt is equal to h into a into t minus t infinity. T minus t infinity. ओके, तर आपलं टेम्परेचर जे चेंज होणार आहे कुठून कुठपर्यंत चेंज होणार आहे? इनिशियल टेम्परेचर इज टी आहे अँड टेम्परेचर ऑफ बॉडी ॲट एनी टाइम म्हणजे टी आय टू टी. व्हॉट इज द टेम्परेचर चेंज? टी आय टू दी कॅपिटल टी, दॅट इज टेम्परेचर ऑफ बॉडी ॲट एनी टाइम. आणि टाइम जो असणार आहे तो काय असणार आहे? इनिशियली what is the time? 0 second. And at that particular temperature, what is the time? That is capital small t. So temperature is changes from Ti to T and time is changes from 0 to T. So write down the equation in that manner. So dt by T minus T infinity, integration changes from Ti to T, and remaining factor we have to take at the right hand side, that is Ha divided by rho Vc dt, and that time it changes from 0 to T. So we have to take the integration. So what is the integration of dt by dx by x? What is the standard formula for the integration of dx by x? That is ln of x. So ln of t minus t infinity and changes from ti to t is equal to what is the integration of dt, that is t, and that t changes from 0 to t plus constant, that is c1. Okay, so in the form of t and ti, integration कुठून कुठपर्यंत चेंज होणार आहे? ti to t चेंज होणार आहे. So what is the equation? ln of t minus t infinity minus ln of t minus ti is there. So ti minus t infinity is there. So ln minus log minus log, what is the equation? That is ln of division. So ln of t minus t infinity divided by ti minus t infinity. तुम्हाला माहिती असेल इंटिग्रेशनचे फॉर्म्युले, ते जर व्हॅल्यू पुट केल्या तर ln मायनस लॉग येणार आहे. सो व्हॉट इज द फॉर्म्युला फॉर लॉग मायनस लॉग? दॅट इज log of division. So ln of t minus t infinity divided by ti minus t infinity is equal to what? Minus h into a into t into divided by rho into v into c. t ची व्हॅल्यू पुट केली t च्या जागेला आणि 0 ची व्हॅल्यू 0 पुट केल्यानंतर ते 0च होणार आहे. सो व्हॉट इज द इक्वेशन? मायनस h into a into t divided by rho into v into c plus c1. Okay, ln of t minus t infinity divided by ti minus t infinity is equal to minus h into a into t divided by rho into v into c plus c1. Okay, so now our aim is to calculate the value of that constant c1. So for that we have to use the boundary conditions. So what are the boundary condition? Which boundary condition we have to use? That is ज्यावेळेला इनिशियल टेम्परेचर 0 असणार आहे त्या मेटल बॉलचं. सपोज द टेम्परेचर इज time is equal to 0. At that time the temperature of that particular metal ball is Ti. समजते का? Whatever the metal ball we have considering the initial temperature of that metal ball is Ti. When this temperature is Ti at the when the temperature time is 0 second. ज्यावेळेला time 0 second असणार आहे त्यावेळेला metal ball चं temperature काय असणार आहे? Ti असणार आहे. So we have to use that boundary condition. What is the boundary condition? At time is equal to 0, then temperature of metal ball is nothing but Ti. Okay, so T is equal to small t is equal to 0, then capital T is equal to Ti. Capital T is equal to Ti. ओके, तर ही बाउंड्री कंडिशन तुम्ही ह्या इक्वेशन मध्ये पुट केली तर काय होईल सांगा? T is equal to 0 म्हणजे हा फॅक्टर 0 होणार आहे HAT upon rho VC. Okay, and that T becomes Ti. So ln of 1 काय असणार आहे? 0 असणार आहे. So C1 is equal to what? C1 is equal to 0. Okay, so from that, by using this boundary condition, if T is equal to 0, then T is equal to Ti. So therefore C1 is equal to 0. So put that value C1 is equal to 0, then we get the equation as a ln of T minus T infinity divided by Ti minus T infinity is equal to minus H into A into T divided by rho into V into C. C1 काय होणार आहे? 0 होणार आहे. Okay, so we have to cancel this log. So how to cancel that? Taking the exponential of both sides. So exponential and log are opposite to each other. So ln and exponential will cancel. So what is the remaining term at the left hand side? That is T minus T infinity divided by Ti minus T infinity is equal to exponential of right hand side. So that is e raised to minus HAT upon rho into V into C. E raised to minus H into A into T divided by rho into V into C. Okay, rho into V into C. Okay, so T minus T infinity is nothing but theta and Ti minus T infinity is nothing but theta 0. टेम्परेचर डिफरन्स, इनिशियल टेम्परेचर डिफरन्सला आपण काय म्हणलेलं आहे? थीटा 0 म्हटलेलं आहे. आणि at any time what is the temperature difference? T minus T infinity, that is theta. So theta upon theta 0 is equal to T minus T infinity divided by Ti minus T infinity is equal to e raised to minus H into A into T divided by rho into V into C. So by using this equation we have to calculate the at any time. म्हणजे मेटल बॉल तुम्ही जर लिक्विड मध्ये टाकला तर त्याचं 10 मिनिटानंतर किती टेम्परेचर असणार आहे, किंवा 100 डिग्री मेटल बॉलचं अगोदरचं टेम्परेचर असेल तर त्याला 50 डिग्रीला यायला किती टाइम लागेल. सो that calculation we have to do by using this equation, that is T minus T infinity divided by Ti minus T infinity is equal to e raised to minus HAT divided by rho into V into C. H into A into T divided by rho into V into C. Okay, so now we have to rewrite the equation in the different forms. Rewrite the equation in the different forms. Up to this, all of you written? Anyone reply me? Shall I proceed? Reply in the chat box. Nilesh or anyone? Okay, so this is the formula. T minus T infinity divided by Ti minus T infinity is equal to e raised to minus H into A into divided by rho into V into C. समजले का सगळ्यांना? बघा, म्हणजे आपण मेटल बॉल समजा आपण लिक्विड मध्ये पुट केला तर मेटल बॉलचं इनिशियल काहीतरी टेम्परेचर असणार आहे, त्या लिक्विडचं काहीतरी टेम्परेचर आहे. समजा मेटल बॉलचं 100 आणि लिक्विडचं 20 आहे. तर आपल्याला समजा कॅल्क्युलेट करायला सांगितलं की त्या मेटल बॉलचं 10 मिनिटानंतर किती टेम्परेचर होईल. ओके, किंवा समजा त्या मेटल बॉलला 50 डिग्री यायला किती वेळ लागेल. सो दॅट टाइप ऑफ कॅल्क्युलेशन वी हॅव टू डू बाय युझिंग धिस इक्वेशन. दॅट इज नथिंग बट अनस्टेडी स्टेट. अनस्टेडी स्टेट मध्ये काय होऊ शकते, ह्या टायमिंगला किती टेम्परेचर असणार आहे, किती वेळानंतर त्या बॉलचं टेम्परेचर किती होईल. सो दॅट कॅल्क्युलेशन वी हॅव टू डू बाय युझिंग धिस फॉर्म्युला. ओके, देन लेट राईट ऑन नेक्स्ट लेट H into A divided by rho into V into C. आपला जो फॉर्म्युला आहे त्याच्यामध्ये एक टर्म आहे H into A divided by rho into V into C. So we have to write down the unit of each term. So what is the unit of H? That is watt per meter square Kelvin. Then what is the unit of area? Meter square. Then what is the unit of density? Kg per meter cube. Then what is the unit of volume? That is meter cube. Then what is the unit of specific heat? That is joule per kg Kelvin. Okay, So in our equation there is a one term that is h into a divided by rho into v into c. Then we have to write down the unit of each term. What is the unit of heat transfer coefficient? That is watt per meter square Kelvin. Then what is the unit of area? Meter square. What is the unit of area? That is meter square. Then what is the unit of density? That is kg per meter cube. Kg per meter cube. Then what is the unit of volume? That is meter cube. And then what is the unit of specific heat? That is joule per kg Kelvin. Joule per kg Kelvin. Okay. So by cancelling the same terms, meter cube will cancel, kg by kg will cancel, then meter square will be cancelled, then Kelvin will be cancelled. So what is the remaining term? By cancelling same terms we get the watt per joule. So but we know that what is meant by watt is nothing but joule per second. So joule per second divided by joule. So joule will be cancelled. So what is the remaining term? 1 per second. 1 per second. Okay. So from that h into a divided by rho into v into c, that is nothing but 1 by second. So 1 by second is nothing but 1 upon t of th. So that is time constant. So instead of h into a divided by rho into v into c, we have to write down the 1 upon t of th. And 1 upon t of th is nothing but time constant. Okay. 1 upon second जे आपल्याला मिळाले त्याच्या जागेला आपण काय लिहिले 1 upon second is nothing but it is the unit of time. So time of th we have to consider, and that is nothing but time constant. So from that, so instead of h upon h into a divided by rho into v into c, we have to write down that time constant term. Okay. So in the equation h a rho v c, instead of that we have to write down the 1 upon tth. त्याच्या जागेला आपण tth पुट केलं तर आपल्याला इक्वेशन काय मिळणार आहे? थीटा अपॉन थीटा 0 इज इक्वल टू टी अपॉन टी इन्फिनिटी डिवाइडेड बाय टी आय मायनस टी इन्फिनिटी इज इक्वल टू ई रेस टू मायनस टी तसंच राहणार आहे आणि एच अपॉन रो व्ही च्या जागेला आपण काय टाकणार आहे? टी ऑफ टी एच. ओके. सो दिस इज दी अनदर इक्वेशन. व्हॉट इज द अनदर इक्वेशन? t minus t infinity divided by ti minus t infinity is equal to e raised to minus t upon t of th. Minus t upon t of th. Okay. Minus t upon t of th. This is the another form of the equation. मगाशी आपल्याला एक इक्वेशन मिळालं. This is the second equation in the form of time constant. Now again we have to write down the same term, that is now we have to consider time also there. So h into a into t divided by rho into v into c. This is our term. Then we have to multiply and divide by that term by the thermal conductivity. So we have to multiply by k and divided by k. Then what is the equation? H into a into t divided by v 1 upon k into k upon rho c. But we know that what is the k upon rho c is nothing but which is the formula of the thermal diffusivity. So instead of k upon rho c we have to write down the alpha. And volume upon area is nothing but characteristic length. कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक लेंथचं आपण इक्वेशन जे आहेत किंवा कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक लेंथ म्हणजे काय असणार आहे ते आपण याच्यानंतर बघणार आहे. सो कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक लेंथ इज नथिंग बट व्हॉल्यूम अपॉन area. So instead of volume upon area we have to write down the LC. So H into T, so A by V is nothing but 1 upon LC. So 1 upon K into 1 upon LC, and instead of K upon LC that is alpha is there. Then we have to multiply and divided by LC. तर दोन्ही आपण काय करणार आहे? मल्टिप्लाय बाय LC करणार आहे आणि डिवाइड बाय LC करणार आहे. So then rearranging the terms, H into LC by K into alpha into T divided by LC square. Alpha into T divided by LC square. So this H into LC by K. So already we have derived that equation. H upon LC by K कशाचं equation आहे? This is the equation of the Biot number. And alpha into T upon LC square. हे जे equation आहे ते कशाचं equation आहे? That is the equation of the Fourier number. The Fourier number आपण याच्यानंतर घेणार आहे. What is meant by Fourier number? So what is the standard equation of the Fourier number? That is alpha into T upon LC square. आपण फक्त टर्म रिअरेंज केलेले आहेत. देन वी गेट द इक्वेशन ॲज ए एच इंटू एल सी अपॉन के इंटू अल्फा टी अपॉन एल सी स्क्वेअर. So HLC by K is nothing but Biot number and alpha T upon LC square is nothing but Fourier number. So in this way we have to write down the equation in the form of Biot number and Fourier number. So instead of HAT divided by rho VC, we have to write down the Biot number into Fourier number. Biot number into Fourier number. Okay. Biot number into Fourier number. Okay. समजले का सगळ्यांना? फक्त आपण टर्म्स रिअरेंज केलेले आहेत. So instead of K by rho C, we have written as a alpha, and volume by area is nothing but characteristic length, that is LC. So in that way, we have to written the equation as a HLC by K into alpha T upon LC square. So HLC by K is nothing but Biot number, and alpha into T upon LC square is nothing but Fourier number. So now we have to write down the same equation in the form of Biot number and Fourier number. We have to write down the equation in the form of Biot number and Fourier number. Okay, so what is this? What is our equation? So theta upon theta 0 is equal to T minus T infinity divided by Ti minus T infinity is equal to e raised to. So instead of that HAT rho VC, we have to write down the Biot number into Fourier number. So what is the equation? T minus T infinity divided by Ti minus T infinity is equal to e raised to minus Biot number into Fourier number. त्या टर्मच्या जागेला आपल्याला काय मिळालेलं आहे? बायोट नंबर इंटू फोरियर नंबर. सो व्हॉट इज आवर इक्वेशन? ज्यावेळेला आपल्याला बायोट नंबर दिलेला असेल, फोरियर नंबर दिलेला असेल, ॲट दॅट टाइम वी हॅव टू यूज दिस इक्वेशन अँड बाय युझिंग दॅट वी हॅव टू कॅल्क्युलेट दी टेम्परेचर. ओके, सो टी मायनस टी इन्फिनिटी डिवायडेड बाय टी आय मायनस टी इन्फिनिटी इज इक्वल टू ई रेस टू मायनस बायोट नंबर इंटू फोरियर नंबर. ओके, सो दिस इज दी सेम इक्वेशन इन द फॉर्म ऑफ बायोट नंबर अँड फोरियर नंबर. तर आपल्याला 3 इक्वेशन मिळालेले आहेत. This is the first equation. Then in the form of time constant, that is second equation, and in the form of Biot number and Fourier number, this is the third equation. Okay, then write down the next point, that is characteristic length. What is meant by characteristic length? Okay, in bracket we have to write down the LC. Already in the so many equations we have written as a LC. So what is the meaning of that LC? We have to understood. Characteristic length in bracket LC. So write down the definition of the characteristic length. Write down the definition of the characteristic length. Characteristic length. So it is the ratio of, what is meant by characteristic length? It is the ratio of volume of solid. It is the ratio of volume of solid to the surface area of the solid. Characteristic length म्हणजे काय असणार आहे? It is the ratio of volume of the solid to the surface area of the solid. म्हणजे व्हॉल्यूम आणि सरफेस एरियाचं जो काही रेशो आहे, that ratio is nothing but characteristic length. So write down, it is the ratio of volume of solid. It is the ratio of volume of solid to the surface area of the solid. To the surface area of the solid. To the surface area of the solid. Surface area of the solid. So write down, LC is equal to V upon AS. Volume divided by surface area. LC is equal to volume divided by surface area. Okay, then we have to calculate this characteristic length for the different shape. If suppose there is a flat plate, if there is a cylinder, if there is a sphere, if there is a cube, so what is the characteristic length for that particular shapes? Now we have to find out that. So write down the values of characteristic length for simple geometric shapes. The values of characteristic length for simple geometric shapes. The values of characteristic length for simple geometric shapes. The values of characteristic length for simple geometric shapes. 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 Write down first shape, that is flat plate. Write down first flat plate. So I have to calculate the, what is the equation for the characteristic length for the flat plate. So we know that what is the standard equation for the characteristic length, that is volume divided by surface area. So for the flat plate, what is the volume? That is L into B into H. L is nothing but thickness, then B is nothing but width, H is nothing but height. So product of these three is nothing but volume of that particular flat plate, And what is the surface area? So surface area is nothing but 2 into width into height. So 2 into BH. Okay, what is the volume of the flat plate? L into B into H. Then what is the surface area of the flat plate? That is 2 into BH. So from that we get the BH will be cancelled. So L by 2 is nothing but it is the formula for the characteristic length for the flat plate. So write down what is the equation. L by 2. This is the formula for the characteristic length of the flat plate. Okay. Then we have to write down the equation for the cylinder. For the cylinder, LC is equal to V upon AS. Then what is the volume of the cylinder? We know that. What is the standard equation of the volume of the cylinder? Pi r square into L. And what is the surface area of the cylinder? 2 pi r into L. Okay. So pi r L will cancel. So what is the remaining term? That is R by 2. And that R is nothing but the radius of that cylinder. So what is the standard formula for the characteristic length of the cylinder? That is R by 2. And what is the meaning of that? R is nothing but radius of cylinder. Radius of cylinder. समजले का सगळ्यांना? सिंपल आहे. तर तो तुम्हाला काय माहिती पाहिजे? तुम्हाला व्हॉल्यूम काढता यायला पाहिजे सिलेंडरचं. त्याचा फॉर्म्युला माहिती पाहिजे. सरफेस एरियाचा फॉर्म्युला माहिती पाहिजे. So for the cylinder, what is the volume? That is pi r square into L. And what is the surface area? That is 2 pi r into L. So from that we get the equation for the characteristic length for the cylinder, that is R by 2, and that R is nothing but radius of the cylinder. Radius of the cylinder. Okay. Then we have to write down the equation for the sphere. So we know that LC is nothing but volume upon surface area. So what is the volume of the sphere? That is 4/3 pi r cube. Sphere volume काय असते? 4/3 pi r cube. And what is the surface area of the sphere? That is 4 pi r square. What is the surface area of this sphere? That is 4 pi r square. So from that 4 pi r square will be cancelled. So what is the remaining term? That is r by 3. So that r is nothing but radius of this sphere. Capital R is nothing but radius of this sphere. So sphere is equal to what is the characteristic length of the sphere? That is r by 3, and r is nothing but radius of this sphere. Okay. Similarly, we have to write down the equation for the cube. LC is equal to volume upon surface area. So what is the volume of the cube? That is L cube. And what is the surface area of the cube? That is 6L square. Okay. So L square will be cancelled. So what is the remaining term? L by 6. L is nothing but side of the cube. L is nothing but side of the cube. Okay. So these are the equations for the characteristics length for the different shape. If flat plate is there, then what is the formula for the characteristic length? That is L by 2. For the cylinder, what is the equation for the characteristic length? That is R by 2. For the sphere, R by 3. For the cube, L by 6. तुम्हाला हे MCQ मध्ये अशा टाइपचे क्वेश्चन येऊ शकतात. What is the characteristic length of the flat plate? What is the characteristic length of the cylinder? What is the characteristic length of the sphere? What is the characteristic length of the cube? So at that time we know we have to remember the equation for the LC, and we have to remember the volumes and surface area for the each shape, and from that we have to easily calculate the characteristic length for the different shape, that is flat plate, cylinder, sphere and cube. Okay. So this is about the characteristic length. This is about the characteristic length. Okay. Then one point is remaining, that is Fourier number. So what is meant by Fourier number? Up to this, all of you written. Shall I proceed? Anyone put that message in the chat box? All of you written the characteristic length for the each shape. What is the equation for that? Okay. So now we have to cover the Fourier number. What is meant by Fourier number? So all of you write down the next point, that is Fourier number. And notation is FO. What is the notation for the Fourier number? FO. Okay. So write down the definition for the Fourier number. Fourier number म्हणजे काय असणार आहे? The rate of heat conduction to the rate of thermal energy storage in the solid. Okay. What is the definition for the Fourier number? The ratio of rate of heat conduction to the rate of heat conduction. कशाचा रेशो असणार आहे? What is meant by Fourier number? Fourier number is the ratio of rate of heat conduction to the rate of thermal energy storage in solid. Okay, it is the dimensionless number. So write down in the form of equation Fourier number is equal to rate of heat conduction divided by rate of thermal energy storage in solid. Rate of thermal energy storage in solid. So write down FO is equal to rate of heat conduction divided by rate of thermal energy storage in solid. Rate of thermal energy storage in solid. समजलं का सगळ्यांना? फोरियर नंबरची डेफिनेशन काय असणार आहे? आज रेशो असणार आहे. इट इज द रेशो ऑफ व्हॉट? रेट ऑफ हीट कंडक्शन टू दी रेट ऑफ थर्मल एनर्जी स्टोरेज इन दी सॉलिड. म्हणजे किती रेट न हीट कंडक्ट होणार आहे आणि किती रेट न एनर्जी स्टोर होणार आहे, हा जो रेशो असणार आहे, दॅट रेशो इज नथिंग बट फोरियर नंबर. दॅट रेशो इज नथिंग बट फोरियर number. That ratio is nothing but Fourier number. Okay, so in the form of equation we have to derive the equation for the Fourier number. So we have to write down the equation for the rate of heat conduction, then we have to write down the equation for the rate of thermal energy storage, and by using that we have to calculate the equation for the Fourier number. So already here we have to use one equation for the Fourier number, that is alpha t upon LC square. So that equation will be there. So write down Fourier number is equal to, what is the equation for the rate of heat conduction, that is K into delta T upon, what is the standard equation, K into dt by dx. So in this case, instead of dx, LC is there. So write down the equation K into dt by LC. And what is the equation for the rate of thermal energy storage, that is mcp delta T with respect to time. So mass is nothing but density into volume. So rho into V into Cp into dt by T. समझले का? Rate of thermal energy storage mcp delta T, mass is nothing but density is nothing but mass upon volume. So from that we get the equation for the mass, that is density into volume. So instead of mass we have to put the value as a density into volume. So rho into V into Cp into dt by T. Okay, so dt will be cancelled. So what is the remaining term? K into A into small t will become at the numerator and LC will become at the denominator. So rho V Cp into LC. So KAT into divided by rho into, what is meant by volume? Volume is nothing but area into characteristic length, because characteristic length is nothing but volume upon area. So from that we have to write down the equation for the volume, that is area into LC. So instead of volume we have to write down the A into LC. So A into LC into Cp into LC. Okay, so rewrite the equation. So K upon rho into Cp, area will be cancelled, and into T upon LC square, into T upon LC square. But we know that K upon rho into Cp, K upon rho into Cp म्हणजे काय असते? तर थर्मल डिफ्युजिव्हिटी असते. हे ऑलरेडी आपण बघितलेलं आहे. मला वाटतं दुसऱ्या तिसऱ्या लेक्चरला थर्मल डिफ्युजिव्हिटी म्हणजे काय हा पॉईंट आपण कव्हर केलेला आहे. तर त्यावेळेला आपल्याला इक्वेशन मिळालं की थर्मल डिफ्युजिव्हिटी इज नथिंग बट अल्फा इज नथिंग बट K upon rho into Cp. Alpha equal to K upon rho into Cp. K upon rho into Cp. So therefore instead of K upon rho into Cp we have to put the value as a alpha. So Fourier number is equal to alpha into T divided by LC square. What is the value of Fourier number? Fourier number is equal to alpha into T divided by LC square. Alpha into T divided by LC square. Alpha into T divided by LC square. ओके, ऑलरेडी आपण इथं इक्वेशन मागच्या फॉर्म्युल्यामध्ये आपण इथं इक्वेशन घेतलेलं की अल्फा अपॉन टी अपॉन LC स्क्वेअरच्या जागेला आपण फोरियर नंबर घेतलेला आहे. बरोबर, तेच आपल्याला इक्वेशन मिळालेलं. व्हॉट इज द इक्वेशन फॉर द फोरियर नंबर? अल्फा इंटू टी अपॉन LC स्क्वेअर. अल्फा म्हणजे काय असणार आहे? थर्मल डिफ्युजिव्हिटी असणार आहे. टी म्हणजे काय असणार आहे? टाइम असणार आहे. आणि LC स्क्वेअर म्हणजे काय असणार आहे? कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक लेंथ असणार आहे. ओके, देन राईट डाऊन दी व्हॉट इज द सिग्निफिकन्स ऑफ द फोरियर नंबर. So the degree of penetration of heating or cooling effect through a solid. So from this we have to understood अल्फा म्हणजे काय असणार आहे? थर्मल डिफ्युजिव्हिटी. आणि थर्मल डिफ्युजिव्हिटीचा सिग्निफिकन्स काय असतं? तर द डिग्री ऑफ पेनिट्रेशन ऑफ हिटिंग और कुलिंग, म्हणजे हिटिंगचा जो काय ऑब्जेक्ट आहे तो कितीपर्यंत हिट होणार आहे, त्याची कॅपॅसिटी काय असणार आहे स्टोरेजची, किंवा रेट ऑफ हिट ट्रान्सफर किती होणार आहे, हे कशावरून आपल्याला समजणार आहे? बाय युझिंग दिस फोरियर नंबर. सो द डिग्री ऑफ पेनिट्रेशन ऑफ हिटिंग और कुलिंग इफेक्ट, जो काही हिटिंगचा इफेक्ट होणार आहे, जो काही कुलिंगचा इफेक्ट होणार आहे, तो किती असणार आहे हे कशावरून समजणार आपल्याला? बाय युझिंग दिस फोरियर नंबर. So that is the significance, the degree of penetration of heating or cooling effect the degree of penetration of heating or cooling effect, the degree of penetration of heating or cooling effect through a solid, through a solid, that is the significance of the Fourier number, degree of penetration of heating or cooling effect through a solid. Okay, the degree of penetration of heating or cooling effect through a solid. समजलंय का? थेरॉटिकल पार्ट आपण काय काय बघितलेलं आहे बघा आजच्या लेक्चर मध्ये. Okay, so what is meant by steady state, then what is meant by unsteady state, then what are the example for this transient state, then what is meant by non-periodic variation, what is meant by periodic variation, then heat conduction in solid having infinite thermal conductivity, negligible internal resistance, what is the another name for that, lumped parameter analysis. Okay, then what is meant by Biot number. Okay, HLC by K, that is the equation for the Biot number. Then what is the significance of the Biot number, then what are the different values of the Biot number, according to that what are the different methods for calculating the value, that is Hessler chart, lumped rate analysis, then error function, then what is meant by lumped rate analysis, then what is the equation for the temperature distribution. Okay, then we have to see the three equations. This is the first equation, then this is the second equation which is in the form of time constant, and this is the third equation which is in the form of Biot number and Fourier number. Then we have discussed about the characteristic length. Characteristic length is nothing but volume upon surface area. Then we have derived the equations for the flat plate, cylinder, sphere and cube. Then what is meant by Fourier number, what is the equation of the Fourier number, alpha t upon LC square, and what is the significance of the Fourier number. Okay, so on this we have to solve 3-4 problems related to this. Now we have to complete first problem. So write down the first problem, all of you write down this problem. An aluminium alloy plate, an aluminium alloy plate, an aluminium alloy plate of an aluminium alloy plate. First problem we have to discuss whatever part we have covered. Okay, so write down an aluminium alloy plate of aluminium alloy plate of 400 mm into 400 mm into 4 mm size, 400 mm into 400 mm into 4 mm size at 200 degrees Celsius, at 200 degrees Celsius is suddenly quenched into liquid oxygen, is suddenly quenched, is suddenly quenched into liquid oxygen, suddenly quenched into liquid oxygen at liquid oxygen at minus 183 degrees Celsius, minus 183 degrees Celsius, minus 183 degrees Celsius, starting from fundamentals, starting from fundamentals, starting from fundamentals, or deriving the necessary expression, starting from fundamentals or deriving the necessary expression, deriving the necessary expression, deriving the necessary expression, determine the time required, determine the time required for the plate, determine the time required for the plate, for the plate to reach, for the plate to reach a temperature of, to reach a temperature of minus 70 degrees Celsius, time required for the plate to reach a temperature of minus 70 degrees Celsius, minus 70 degrees Celsius, minus 70 degrees Celsius full stop. Assume H is equal to 20,000 kilojoule per meter square hour degree Celsius, kilojoule per meter square hour degree Celsius. H is given 20,000 kilojoule per meter square hour degree Celsius. Then Cp is given, Cp is equal to 0.8 kilojoule per kg degree Celsius. Cp is given 0.8 kilojoule per kg degree Celsius, kilojoule per kg degree Celsius, and density is equal to and density is equal to 3000 kg per meter cube, and density is equal to 3000 kg per meter cube, 3000 kg per meter cube, 3000 kg per meter cube. Then thermal conductivity of aluminum is given. K of aluminum is equal to K 214. K of aluminum is equal to 214 watt per meter degree Celsius, or in the form of kilojoule per hour, 770.4 kilojoule per meter hour degree Celsius, kilojoule per meter hour degree Celsius. Okay, so what is to be calculated? First of all, you have to read that problem carefully. An aluminum alloy plate of, so the dimension of that aluminum plate is given. An aluminum alloy plate of, so the dimensions of that plate is given. म्हणजे एक प्लेट आहे अल्युमिनियमची, त्या प्लेटचे डायमेन्शन दिलेले आहेत 400 mm into 400 mm into 4 mm and at 200 डिग्री सेल्सिअस. म्हणजे त्या प्लेटचं इनिशियल टेम्परेचर काय असणार आहे, 200 डिग्री सेल्सिअस असणार आहे. म्हणजे ती सडनली क्वेंच केलेली आहे कशामध्ये, लिक्विड ऑक्सिजन मध्ये. आणि त्या लिक्विड ऑक्सिजनचं टेम्परेचर आहे -183 डिग्री. समजले? म्हणजे ऑक्सिजन जो आहे तो -183 डिग्री सेल्सिअसला असणार आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये आपण अल्युमिनियमची प्लेट जी असणार आहे ती क्वेंच करणार आहे. ओके, so determine the time required to plate to reach at a temperature of -70 degree Celsius. म्हणजे त्या इनिशियल, त्या प्लेटचं इनिशियल टेम्परेचर 200 डिग्री सेल्सिअस आहे आणि ते आपण ऑक्सिजन मध्ये क्वेंच करणार आहे. ऑक्सिजनचं टेम्परेचर आहे -183 डिग्री सेल्सिअस. तर त्याने आपल्याला काय फाइंड आउट करायला सांगितलं की त्या प्लेटचं -70 डिग्री टेम्परेचर व्हायला किती वेळ लागेल. वी हॅव टू कॅल्क्युलेट दी टाइम रिक्वायर्ड फॉर टू द प्लेट टू रीच ॲट a टेम्परेचर ऑफ -70 डिग्री सेल्सिअस. -70 डिग्री सेल्सिअस व्हायला त्या प्लेटला किती वेळ लागणार आहे. वी हॅव टू कॅल्क्युलेट दी. Okay, so for the calculation of this type of problem, we know the standard equation. Okay, so this is the standard equation. T minus T infinity divided by Ti minus T infinity is equal to e raised to minus h into a into t upon rho into v into c. Okay, तर T काय असणार आहे, म्हणजे at that particular time what is the temperature ते दिलेलं आपल्याला, म्हणजे -70. त्याच्यानंतर टी इन्फिनिटी म्हणजे ते ऑक्सिजनचं टेम्परेचर आपल्याला माहिती आहे -183. म्हणजे टी दिलेला आहे, टी आय पण दिलेला आहे, इनिशियल टेम्परेचर 200 डिग्री. म्हणजे टी माहिती आहे, टी इन्फिनिटी माहिती आहे, टी आय माहिती आहे. सो लेफ्ट हँड साइड वी नोन टू अस. ओके, देन व्हॉट अबाउट द राईट हँड साइड. एच म्हणजे काय असणार आहे, हीट ट्रान्सफर कोएफिशियंट. एच इज गिवन. देन एरिया. So first of all, we have to calculate the area. Then our aim is to calculate that small t, how much time is required to gain that particular temperature. Then density is given. Then volume is not given, we have to calculate the volume. And then C, specific heat is also given. Okay, so our aim is to first of all we have to calculate the area or volume, or we know that volume by area is nothing but characteristic length. And for the plate, what is the standard equation, we have to use that standard equation and we have to find out the value of LC. So instead of volume upon area, we have to write down the LC. या इक्वेशन मध्ये एरिया बाय व्हॉल्यूम आहे, पण व्हॉल्यूम बाय एरिया म्हणजे काय असते, कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक लेंथ असते. आणि फ्लॅट प्लेटसाठी कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक लेनचा फॉर्म्युला माहिती आहे का? तर तो फॉर्म्युला यूज करा, त्याच्यावरून तुम्हाला काय मिळेल? व्हॉल्यूम बाय सरफेस एरिया डायरेक्टली मिळतोय. ओके, किंवा डायरेक्ट तुम्ही सरफेस एरिया सेपरेटली फाइंड आउट करा, व्हॉल्यूम फाइंड आउट करा, त्याच्यावरून कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक लेंथ फाइंड आउट करा. ओके, सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हॅव टू अंडरस्टूड व्हॉट इज द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ बायोट नंबर. बायोट नंबर किती येते ते तुम्हाला चेक करायला पाहिजे, कारण बायोट नंबर ज्यावेळेला 0.1 पेक्षा कमी असते त्यावेळेलाच आपण काय करू शकतोय? लंप्ड हीट अनालिसिस, म्हणजे हे जे काही इक्वेशन्स आहेत ते आपण यूज करू शकतोय. म्हणजे तुमचा बायोट नंबर अगोदर तुम्हाला चेक करायला पाहिजे की बायोट नंबर 0.1 पेक्षा कमी येतोय का नाही. ओके, so for the calculating the Biot number, what is the equation for the Biot number? HLC by K. H is known to us, K is known to us. We have to calculate the LC, and from that we have to check the value of Biot number. If Biot number is point less than 0.1, then we have to use the lambda parameter analysis. Means we have to use this equation, and by using this equation we have to find out the value of small t. So many times this Biot number is directly less than 0.1 is there because we have to solving the equation answer by using this equation only. Okay, so all of you, first of all you have to calculate the surface area of the plate. Okay, so how to calculate the surface area of the plate? Okay, so there are two sides of the plate we have to consider. So surface area is nothing but 2 into 0.4 into 0.4. Okay, so dimensions are given. Dimensions are given. Okay, so thickness is given 400 and width is also given 400. So 400 and 400 is nothing but 0.4 into 0.4. We have to calculate the surface area. So there are two sides of that particular flat plate. मी एक फ्लॅट प्लेट इमॅजिन करा, बरोबर. त्याची काहीतरी थिकनेस असणार आहे आणि त्याची काहीतरी विड्थ असणार आहे. हाईट जी असणार आहे ते आपण कन्सिडर नाही करणार आहे. ओके, वी हॅव टू कॅल्क्युलेटिंग दी सरफेस एरिया. सो एका साईडचा सरफेस एरिया म्हणजे काय असणार आहे? थिकनेस इंटू विड्थ. So 0.4 into 4. And similarly, we have to calculate for the another side. So we have to take the two times. Two sides are there. We have to take the two times. So 2 into 0.4 into 0.4. So we get the surface area of the plate, that is 0.32 meters square. Okay. Then we have to calculate the volume of the plate. Okay. So we know that what is the volume formula? L into B into H. Okay. So thickness is 0.4. Then width is 0.4. And height is 4 mm is given, so we have to convert into meters, so 0.004. So product of these three is nothing but volume of the plate. So from that we get the value of volume, that is 0.00064 meter cube. 0.00064 meter cube. समजले का सगळ्यांना? सरफेस एरिया आपण फाइंड आउट केलेला आहे, व्हॉल्यूम फाइंड आउट केलेला आहे. फक्त ते इक्वेशन लक्षात ठेवा, दोन्ही साइडचं घ्यायचं सरफेस एरिया, त्यामुळे काय असणार आहे? 2 times we have to take the surface area. Okay, volume is nothing but LBH. So whatever the dimensions we have to given, take the product of that dimensions, then we get the value of volume. Okay, so this is about the surface area of the plate and volume of the plate. So what is the formula for the characteristic length? Characteristic length, what is the formula for the characteristic length? LC is equal to volume upon surface area. So characteristic length is equal to LC is equal to V upon surface area. So we have calculated the value of volume, that is 0.00064, and we have calculated the value of surface area, that is 0.32. Okay, so from that we get the value of characteristic length. So characteristic length is nothing but 0.002 meter. Characteristic length is equal to 0.002 meter. Okay, 0.002 meter. Then we have to calculate the Biot number, because we have to check if Biot number is less than 0.1, then we have to use the lambda parameter analysis. So for that we have to checking the Biot number. So we have to calculate the value of Biot number. So we know that what is the standard formula for the Biot number, that is H into LC by K. So H is 20,000, LC is 0.002, and K is 770.4. We have to take the H and K in the same equation. So H is 20,000 kilojoule per meter square hour degree Celsius, and K is also we have to take in the kilojoule per hour degree Celsius. So 770.4, it is in the kilojoule per meter hour degree Celsius. So we have to take that two values. So 20,000 into 0.002 divided by 770.4, So from that we get the value of Biot number, that is 0.0519. So from that we said that if Biot number is less than 1.1, so hence lumped capacity method is applied for this solution. So the temperature distribution is given by, what is the standard formula for that? T minus T infinity divided by Ti minus T infinity is equal to e raised to minus h into surface area into T divided by rho into V into C. Okay, so put the values. So what is the value of T? गिवन मध्ये वाटलं तर लिहा, ज्यांना कुणाला समजणार नाही तरी. गिवन मध्ये टी दिलेला आहे त्यांनी -70, टी इन्फिनिटी जो आहे तो -183 आणि इनिशियल टेम्परेचर आहे ते 200 आहे, टी आय 200 आहे. सो -70 मायनस इंटू ब्रॅकेट -183 divided by 200 minus into bracket -183 is equal to e raised to minus into h value 20,000 into volume upon surface area आपण डायरेक्ट कॅल्क्युलेट केलेला 0.002 किंवा आपण सरफेस एरिया कॅल्क्युलेट केलेला 0.32 इंटू टी डिवायडेड बाय रो 3000 व्हॉल्यूम 0.00064 इंटू स्पेसिफिक हीट 0.8. सो बाय दी डुईंग दी कॅल्क्युलेशन वी गेट दी व्हॅल्यू ऑफ टी. म्हणजे त्या प्लेटचं टेम्परेचर 200 डिग्री आणि ऑक्सिजन जो आहे तो -183 डिग्री दिलेला आहे. आणि आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे, त्या प्लेटचं टेम्परेचर -70 व्हायला किती टाइम लागेल हे कॅल्क्युलेट करायचं आहे. म्हणजे आपल्याला टाइम किती मिळालेला आहे 1.054 सेकंड. म्हणजे 1.054 सेकंदानंतर काय होणार आहे, त्या प्लेटचं टेम्परेचर 200 डिग्रीवरून कुठे येणार आहे, -70 डिग्री सेल्सिअसला येणार आहे. सो फ्रॉम दॅट वी गेट द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ टी अँड दॅट व्हॅल्यू ऑफ टी इज नथिंग बट 1.054 सेकंड. 1.054 सेकंड. समजले का बघा सगळ्यांना? So in this way we have to calculate the how much time is required to attain that particular temperature. किंवा काही वेळेला तुम्हाला दिला असेल की 5 सेकंदानंतर त्या प्लेटचं टेम्परेचर किती होईल, त्यावेळेला तुम्हाला टी माहिती असणार आहे. We have to calculate the value of capital T. Okay, so this is the problems which is related to the lumped heat analysis. Okay, remaining 2-3 problems we have to take in the next lecture. Okay, so those who are remaining, write down these formulas and put that values into this equation, do the calculation and check whether the t is equal to 1.054 second is there. Okay, so all of you put your roll numbers in the chat box.